It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Happy almost weekend. And boy, talk about happy. That's me. I'm a very happy man.
You're a different man.
We're at Friday afternoons
man.
at Gulfstream Park. Our Friday routine now from now through the Florida Derby, which is going to be the first week of April. And I'm here with Mike Lubie Lubitz, producer extraordinaire, sauce jar pourer extraordinaire, and of course, Jeff Defo DeForest. How are you today, Defo?
I'm good. I had to get here very early. It was like I was at the track before they played the anthem, which is never a favorable condition for a guy like me. But I dropped the Mustang off at the airport at 9:30 this morning, right after the show. And I'm a free man for the weekend, and I have gambling capital. And if I don't have any money in my pocket, if I run out, I know where to go for a loan. And that would be one Michael Q. Mayo, the king of the Hard Rock.
Yes,
you have taken on a whole new tone and approach to life. You're greeting people in a friendly nature. This gentleman over here who needed a chair, who, by the way, I have never seen cheese drip off a slice of pizza like this gentleman. I wish I could describe it. I feel like Joe Buck here all of a sudden. I'm hard pressed to describe it, to put words to it, but that is one cheesy pizza they serve here at Gulfstream Park.
Yeah, talk about cheese pull.
Cheesy in a good way.
He almost pulled the whole cheese right into his lap there, but that is a good
He looked
slice.
like he was headed for a Hank Goldberg moment there with the cheese on his red
We're
shirt.
back at Gulfstream on Fridays, as usual. It's the Lunchbox. I'm Mike Mayo. That's Mike Lubie Lubitz, the producer extraordinaire. That's Jeff Defo DeForest, the gambler and talker extraordinaire. I had a little glitch with posting on the Let's Eat group. Everything I had just written had disappeared, but now I've just gotten it up, the bare bones version. Nobody wants to hear this.
Don't worry about details, my friend.
We're good.
Always act like everything is fine.
And we've got the racetrack very clear behind us. The sun is in our eyes. We got a little obscured, but when it gets hit behind you, it's all going to look beautiful, especially when Joe B., the food and beverage director from Gulfstream,
I saw him coming in.
He's going to come down. I don't know what he's going to hit us with this week, because it's
what
always.
What else does he have left?
I think he's got the raw bar. I didn't want to give him any hints, but I know they have that Tito's raw bar. On the paddock level. I don't know if he's going to bring that
the
this
Bloody
week.
Mary bar was active early this morning.
That's the Bloody Mary bar, the Tito's Bloody Mary / raw bar, which has things like jumbo shrimp cocktail, stone crabs on ice, some of the oysters and things that they shuck. But I didn't drop any hints. We'll see what he comes up with this week.
He had a plan. I could tell because I saw him. He was texting somebody, and I crossed paths because I got here at 10 o'clock in the morning. After dropping the Mustang off at the airport, it was like foolish to go back home. And I did. It's an interesting route because you have a lot of great places in your Dania and both
Dania
bordering
Beach,
south and north area there. But I had a curiosity about a couple. Have you ever eaten at Hot Chicks, a chicken stand?
Now, where is that?
That's a little south of Dania. And on the east side of US 1.
So it's right at the corner of Johnson and Federal. I'm very familiar with Hot Chicks. Unfortunately,
it looks like one of those places you might try.
Well, it would be, and I actually have tried it, except for the fact that it's now been closed for almost 2 years. And it's just a sign.
That's not a good thing.
And now Defo is keeping his streak
I just saw a place that looked okay.
He just loves
all right, what about
touting places that are no longer in business. I did go in there.
What about Joe's Lounge? What about Joe's Lounge?
Joe's Lounge. Which one is Joe's Lounge?
On
not the diner?
That's on the west side
Joe's
of
Diner.
US 1. No, there's a Jack's Diner.
Jack's Diner. Okay.
And there's a Joe's Lounge. Have you never stopped there? It looked pretty elaborate, I got to say. For a place that you were thinking is in a questionable area because it's surrounded by really, low-life hotels.
Oh, okay. In
motels.
That case, I don't even know if I know Joe's Lounge. It might have been something else previously. I might have been in there previously.
It might be close, too. Okay. What about Artie's? They have the best burgers there. Artie's.
Okay, so
that's
now
a classic place.
You're talking.
Right,
okay,
what do we
so I once, when we came up, we used to have every year at the Sun Sentinel, we'd come up with like a best of South Florida list, and Artie's Sportsman's Lounge, which is on the also Federal Highway just south of Sheridan Street. Best dive bar because it's crazy in there.
People love it.
I've been in there multiple times, and it's
I'm looking
one of
at
those
the track
places.
because
Yeah,
our horse is going by. They both look good. The 7
Okay.
and the 5. All right.
I am multitasking. My head's about
Oh,
to
and the
explode
popcorn
like the other
smells
night.
great. They just
Popcorn
started
smells good. Horses are
You
going
guys
by.
are
Nothing like a racetrack.
schizophrenic
Okay.
extreme.
Artie's Sportsman Lounge.
There's
It's
our
open till
pizza guy.
6
Welcome
a.m.
behind us.
Stop. Let me finish my
What
thought
the
about
heck
are
Artie's
you guys
Sportsman
doing?
Lounge. I'm not
I'm
going to
so
pound the table.
confused. Are you confused?
It's a place
'Cause
where
I'm
you go in, you
confused.
get cheap drinks. You might be across from a. One time I witnessed there was a. Let's say it wasn't the Algonquin Round Table. There are all kinds of various characters from
Yeah,
different walks of life there, including some working women who
Okay.
were
Working women.
schmoozing people at the bar.
Okay.
And then two of them got into it, and next thing I know, there's glassware being thrown
Oh, yeah.
across the
That's
bar.
my kind of
win.
place.
Shattered glass. Me
You
and my
bet
friend,
horses
my
there,
buddy
too?
Scott was in with me that day. Scott was out there at Pizza Spot yesterday. We had a duck beneath the bar,
Nice.
and the things are shattering. But it also is a very classy joint because not only do they serve things like escargot,
They have escargot there.
they have frog's legs on the menu.
What?
there.
Don't they make like a
It's-
great burger
and
though?
they make a great. It used to be
A
a
great
$3
burger.
burger.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to think that it's up to a $5 burger now. I haven't been in there in a while. I
Our
used to
buddy
go.
Jersey Kyle loved that place. Man.
I used to go with my late friend
Classic.
Kevin,
Yeah.
who ran a restaurant in Hollywood, and we would meet up there occasionally. Just
And
to
you're right.
drink.
There would be like millionaires there that you wouldn't necessarily know because they weren't pretentious millionaires. It's not like you're going to see Jared Kushner there or whatever. But
But you might.
know,
These days, you might because he lives down
maybe,
there.
yeah. But I mean, and then there were like you would have to say maybe people that were somewhat on a little bit of a lower rung of luck
Mm.
than the rest of us.
Yeah,
right
you
now,
know,
especially you, Mr. Five Down.
I don't get judgy, but it's it's a place.
Artie, so
If
you
this
approve
is-
of Artie's?
Yeah, I approve of Artie's.
Hot
That gets-
chicks, forget about it.
Hot
and,
Chicks is
you
gone.
never ventured into Joe's
and
Lounge.
Joe's Lounge. I don't know where it is, or it might have taken
It's
over
in the
something.
same vicinity.
Not the lamppost, because the
No,
lamppost
no,
is
it's
a
called
fixture.
Joe's Lounge.
Okay.
Jack's Diner looks like it was a burnt-out bowling alley place.
No, well, they closed for a little bit during COVID, and the claim to fame is that they're open 24 hours. Now, they got purchased by some gentlemen who run the liquor store right next to it, and they've restored it to its former glory, and they're back open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Good place to go for late-night eggs, like after you make a score in poker or something like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
But, hey, we're here at Gulfstream.
yes.
We're talking restaurants, and it also
Yes.
means that it's time for
Contest
the
time.
contest, the weekly
Okay.
contest that combines both the best of restaurant world eating trivia along with horse racing. You can handicap if you want, or just pick a lucky number, or throw darts at a dartboard to come up with your
I'm gonna grab some
selection.
of that aqua.
And I think people are getting the hang of this, Defo. I don't know where Defo is going.
He's
He's
going
going
to
to get
get
some
water.
water. He's having a coughing jag. I'm going to have to bring out the COVID test kits in a minute, but he's dying over there. Lubie, you help
Yes,
me
sir.
out. Can
I'm
you
here.
explain to the fine folks in 50 words or less how this contest works?
Oh, I'll do my best. First, we will be offering up different hints throughout the show. And I say by we, I mean Mayo. Defo and I are supposed to contribute. We don't at all. It ends up being Mayo every week. So Mayo will give you a hint pretty much every segment. And you'll have to come up with the restaurant that those hints are about.
Right, that's part one.
That's one.
That
If you
seems to
figure-
have been the easy part.
If you figure out part one, then we
Yes.
move on to part two, which
Yes.
is
Every week here at Gulfstream Park, we have live racing. And every Saturday, they have races all day long. There's a feature race each and every week. It's pretty much Mayo picks a race that he likes a lot. And-
it's usually the
Well, because last week there
they
was
have
like five.
Well, they have
It
several
speaks for itself. Yeah.
several stakes races usually every Saturday, but it's what we usually like the one that's the most competitive, has the most entries, so
Yeah,
that
you
it
want
makes
a
it a
lot
little
of
bit more
numbers.
difficult to come up with the winning
So whatever
horse.
that race is, Mayo, we will tell you. You will pick a number one, whatever the amount of horses in the field and could be also eligible in the field. You pick one of those numbers, so you have to get the right restaurant.
Restaurant
You
and,
have to get the
and
right
the horse. So if you give
winner
a
of the
name or the
race.
number,
Yes.
and then when you get those two components assembled, you email it. You don't put it on the
Don't
bottom
put it
of
on
the
Let's
Let's Eat
Eat or
Facebook
here.
post.
That does
That
nothing.
only gives everybody else the answer,
Yeah,
and it does
stupid.
not enter you into the contest. You send an email to me at Mike Mayo Eats,
At
because that's what
gmail.com.
I do. I have Mike Mayo Eats at gmail.com.
Yes.
Coming soon, Mike Mayo Gambles no, Mike Mayo
Just-
Eats
just
at
leave it at Eats.
gmail.com is where
Yes.
you send the answer and the horse pick. And then you got to do that by noon Saturday,
Yes.
not 3:30 Saturday,
No.
not 6 o'clock
Have there
Saturday
been
after the
problems?
race is
Have there
run.
been problems?
Yes, people do it all day
Some
long.
people, I've had
People
people
complain.
send it to me at 3:30. I've had people send it to me on Monday.
And the
That's
day-
called
day, wine
past
and fetch
posting. We
later.
don't like past posting.
I mean,
because
everyone
you
would
can
love to do
already
that.
Figure out the winner.
And don't put the answer up on Let's Eat South Florida
right.
page.
Here we go. It is time for this week's Mike
I think this
Mayo
one will be,
Lunchbox.
well, the people will definitely know this place. I don't know
Okay.
what the clues
All
are
right.
yet.
Well, and first of all, I just want to
I
identify
think it's a good choice. Too.
Yeah, the first. Well, first of all, the race this week, it's going to be the number 9 race, the 9th race again on
Here at Gulfstream
Saturday's
on
program,
Saturday.
Gulfstream Park, Saturday, January 7th. Post time is at 4:10 p.m. for the 9th race. It's called the Ginger Brew Stakes.
Nice.
It is for 3-year-old fillies, newly turned 3-year-olds. Fun fact in horse racing, even though horses are born on different days, usually, somewhere between February and April or May, all horses in North America celebrate their birthday on the same day, January 1st, right, Defo?
If you're
Because
2, you're 3.
It makes
It's
it
kind of like in
uniform.
bananas.
Yeah.
You know, all of you are now 16.
So this happened last,
Bananas.
I believe it was last Sunday, was the birthday for all the horses on the ground. So all the 2-year-olds turn 3, and then they become eligible for the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks for the fillies, the Florida Derby. And they have a big birthday cake. Have you ever been here for that, Tifo, where
I've
they
not.
wheel out a
I might
birthday
have
cake?
been, yeah.
And my sister-in-law
But
was
I was probably
involved.
going screen to screen at
Oh,
the
okay.
time, so didn't notice.
My sister-in-law, who works here at the track and now in the gift shop, come see Tracy and buy all your Gulfstream paraphernalia. She always likes to take part. They wheel out the birthday cake with candles on it, and they sing happy birthday to all the horses.
Nice.
That happened last
Oh,
Sunday.
that's nice.
All right.
Yeah.
So Ginger Brew Stakes, 9th race. That's the contest race this week. There's a field of 9
There you go.
3-year-old
So
fillies.
You're telling
1
me,
through
too,
9.
that these people on Let's Eat South Florida are actually grabbing a racing form
No.
and coming up with
You
insight
can,
into this stuff.
But, or to pick a number 1
if
through
you
9.
want to do it, our audience is surprisingly
very,
well-rounded
very
and
astute. Yeah,
sophisticated
yeah.
because I've had people that it seems like they are both finally they're attuned to both the worlds of food and fine dining
They
and
go together.
horse
Yeah.
racing and degeneracy.
Look who's going to be out here later today running a horse.
Later
Joey
today,
Esposito,
Joey
Cafe Seville.
Esposito, our
One of the
friend
best joints anywhere.
from Cafe Seville. His horse that he named in honor, he bought it last summer right after the passing of his dear friend and business partner, Tony Siragusa, NFL great and a broadcaster, gregarious personality, passed away suddenly at a young age. And he named this horse Siragusa in honor of the goose, Tony Siragusa.
Yep.
Is making his 3rd start today in the maiden claiming ranks. His first 2 races came on absolutely sloppy, miserable days. I say they're both throwouts. He's got the top jockey in North America, Eclipse-winning jockey, multiple years, Irad Ortiz Jr. is on board Siragusa in today's 9th race.
Okay.
And that is the
Irad?
Irad or Erad, depending on how you.
Either way. No, I
either-
don't care about the pronunciation.
And
That's good enough for me.
is, I don't know if we want to give that out. What number is that? That's the 9th race today.
The 9th race.
And it's going to
the 8
be
ball. 8
the
ball. with
number
Irad
8
Ortiz.
in the 9th race. Siragusa is listed at 12 to
Joe
1
Orsino, that's
in the
Joey's
morning
guy.
line.
Yeah.
Our friend, we're going to be rooting. Joey's coming out here later. I wish we could have gotten him on the show. but
Dropping down to 16,000.
He's going into maiden claiming ranks. I'm going to be out here rooting him on. Anyway, we're being very long-winded. Here
Yes,
we
you
go.
are.
It is time for the
Yeah, how about a
first.
clue?
Is there a
How about
hint
a
coming?
clue?
Do you have a clue, Mayo?
Chomping at
Do
the
you have
bit.
a clue,
They
Mayo?
want their contest clue. They
I
want to
always
just
want
start
it.
He's a
sending
different
it.
guy since he won all this money.
I had
A
a nice
different
score
guy.
this week. I
Yeah.
tell you what, nothing puts a pep in your step like having a half brick of.
You're operating
5
with a
dimes.
confident position now, as opposed to even just a couple of days ago when
Hey, we're stringing along.
you
Okay.
were sort of sad.
Oh, they're racing at Gulfstream. Maybe we
Yeah,
should
they're out there.
string it out until
I'll
after
watch the
another
race.
game.
You give
the clue.
You give me the call. All right. It is time for the first clue in this week's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox Gulfstream Park weekly contest to win 2 Sunday brunch vouchers at fabulous 10 Palms restaurant overlooking the track. Clue number 1. This Coral Springs restaurant has been around for nearly 4 decades, since 1984, and features a piano bar where you may find some guys and dolls having a good time.
Wow.
Did you get that
That's a
one,
nice hint.
Defo? You got it?
That's a nice hint.
I don't totally get that. I mean, I know the answer, so I'm
You
trying to
don't get the
extrapolate
clue?
backwards.
All right, let me repeat it a
Yeah.
little slower for
All right.
you. Maybe
That
you'll
would
pick
not
up
have
on
been
it.
the one that I got it on, though.
This Coral Springs restaurant has been
At least
around
you're
for
saying the
nearly
city.
4
That's big.
decades, since 1984, and features a piano bar where you may find some guys and dolls having a good time. All right, that's clue number
That's-
one.
All right, all
Clue
bombs
back
out front here.
To well, that's good. That's a good thing I hit the all
Our
button in
horses
my
are not in
back wheel
contention yet.
double. Joey Esposito of Cafe Seville.
Yeah, that
He's
would be
one of
good.
us. He loves the horses, and he
Here we
gave me
go.
a pick in the second race.
Coming
He
down the
loves
stretch.
Joe Arseno's horse, the number 5.
Here
I'm
comes,
going to take a
here
peek.
comes,
The horses are
somebody.
coming right behind us. They're going to be coming
this is
in
a
a
balloon
minute.
here at
Yes, they
24 to
are.
1.
2.
Win
That's
it,
the
Deuce.
horses.
Number 2, I'll take that's drinking problem. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that
Oh,
was my
God,
hunch.
that's the horse you
That's
love.
the hunch play of the day.
Did you
Oh,
leave
my
put money
God.
on it?
I have him heavily invested. I don't have any win money on him, but
Oh,
I
of course
do
you
have a
don't.
bigger double with.
Okay,
I
nice.
love playing the. And I don't mean to be unprofessional. Get very
that's
excited.
fine. That's why we're
while
at the track.
Races are going off
That's
in
the
the
what it
first
middle.
thing you
does
showed
for
me
you
today,
here at
drinking
Gulfstream
and,
Park.
and I
Brings
just
the
sometimes
fire.
I love the names of the horses, and
Yeah.
again the one it was called Drinking Problem.
Yeah, it was drinking buddy
talk
or drinking
about,
problem. One
You know,
of them.
hunch plays. Not that I have a drinking problem, but I find
You have
myself.
at times.
You're
I
functional.
find
That's all
myself
we care
having
about
problems when I don't have a drink in front of me, and I can't believe that this horse actually went off at
One
And
going
and
away.
30 to 1.
shocked.
And now I got to look in my pocket,
24 to
See what
1.
your
and
ticket
see
is.
what if I did anything. a
I
little
have an all
extra.
ticket going to your
I have the all
tip
ticket
horse in the next
going
race.
to the tip horse. We got a tip on the number 5 horse
and he's
in
a
the next
bomb.
race,
Yeah,
and that would be the name of that horse is Humana.
that's all I have working.
Well, if here we go, Sponger in the second race, ridden by
Okay.
Edgar Perez for again the Joe Arseno barn. So
This horse wins, we're
if
all
the
rich.
5 horse wins, my good luck is running. I think 2023 is going to be our year, guys.
I hope so.
We're going to be
Didn't start
rolling
well
in
for me
dough.
today.
I feel it.
I want
feel,
to
you know,
feed off of
sometimes
your energy.
you know,
It's
you have
trending
to-
that way. It's
you have
trending
to
that way.
hit rock bottom in order
Yes.
to kind of climb your way back up. And
I mean, this wouldn't be bad rock
we
bottom.
bought-
It's like marriage. It really is.
I feel like
It's
people's
marriage.
rock bottoms
Well,
are a
my
lot
marriage-
worse. So
you know what was better
I'll
for
think
me?
this is rock bottom.
The divorce has been much better than the marriage.
No,
I'm
you
so
majored in
happily
divorce.
divorced.
No one
We've
did it
got-
better than you.
And,
Unbelievable.
and we get along. She cooks for me. Had a great New Year's Eve.
You know what you ought to do?
New Year's Eve last
You ought to
week.
take her to that wine and food festival we're going to.
Let's not push our luck there, Defo.
Oh, okay.
no, I've got tickets.
All right, how about
You-
Tropical Acres?
No,
Something. I mean,
No,
one of
actually,
these places.
after my score, I have invited my daughter and Michelle.
What about
We're
us?
going to celebrate at Cafe Seville one of these nights.
What about Lubie and the
We
lovely
got-
Shirley? At
You
least?
guys, we could do the happy hour at Tropical
Exactly.
Acres because that is
Exactly.
not only is it your speed, it fits my budget, and I got to
All right.
pace myself.
Can we go straight from there to Seville? I mean,
Like I
From
said,
there
I showed
to
these guys.
Seville.
I'm a man of discipline. I actually deposited my winners
I'm proud of
yesterday
you.
into the bank.
I'm
so I'm
very
trying
proud
to
of
keep
that's
them.
to be respected,
I
but we
took
know
out-
that that's a farce.
Took out a little bit
It's
today.
kind of like another vote for McCarthy. I
for,
mean,
the, for the
you know.
track. We're
yeah.
having such fun. But I think it's time we got to talk about our friends at Tropical Acres.
I
What
would,
were you
yeah.
doing?
Joe,
Because-
the Studiali family.
By the way,
Jack
if you see Gary
Studiali.
Furman, kill him because that was his
whatever.
horse,
Well, what? Not
Nowhere.
the two. No,
not the two.
forget it. There's some horses that even though you know the owners, you say that's very nice.
That would
I
be the
wish you
first.
luck."
Might scratch right
But
away.
if I
yeah,
look
yeah.
at the form and I'll say,
no, I like the
yeah,
guy.
no,
He's a
thank
good
you.
guy.
Tropical Acres Steakhouse is the place to go, whether you're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, or just a typical. Don't lose those
No,
tickets.
these are
Defo.
losers. Yeah, no,
losing
they're fine.
tickets. Okay, let them go.
They can go
On
to the
with
crowd, but
wins.
I don't
I
want
mean,
to
we
litter
don't
here.
wanna
We're
litter.
working here. We're
We
taking
don't want
money.
to litter. Yeah,
Tropical
we
Acres
don't
has
wanna
been going strong since 1949. It's
Wow,
been
that's
open
amazing.
now. They're in their 74th year. The Studiali family has run it for decades. Sam Studiali, the late great owner, used to be a big horse racing fan. He
That's how I
sponsored,
first heard of Tropical Acres.
sponsored a racing show back in the days before there
Let's
was
see the
the
races
internet.
with Bob
Let's see
Savage
the
on TV.
races.
Yeah.
Now Jack Studiali, his son, is running the place along with Jack's sons, which is Joe and Jackson. And they have the best in terms of the steaks, chops, seafood, service, selection, value, great wine list. Monday, Tuesday is half price wine night. I love going in there and getting a really good bottle for under what you find it at some of the lower priced wine and liquor stores, along with a happy hour in the bar Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6:30. And that's where we're going to celebrate.
Yeah.
Because I'll buy you all the half price Belvedere
That
martinis
works for
that
me.
you want. Along with those great light bites. And I'll even buy you something off the regular menu because it is such good value there. The filet mignons, they go for under $40. Most other places now, I looked at one of the places that I love to hate, their filet mignon is up to $65.
Oh, jeez.
Tropical Acres, you won't find that. You could get a petite cut for under $30.
Nice.
Wow.
And it comes with a salad and a side dish.
Yep.
Value, quality, service.
And
That's
good
what-
atmosphere, too.
and
I mean,
great atmosphere.
unbelievable.
They got the piano player. They got things going on. They have special shows and singers. go check out.
I don't want to make you sick though. Before you finish this
Wait,
off,
what happened?
but if you turn around, if you would wield your drinking problem, okay?
Yeah.
The numbers underneath it are 25 to 1.
Yep.
And
What were the
90
numbers?
And 90 to 1.
What are
Oh,
the
geez.
numbers? Was it my
2, 4, 3.
Oh, okay.
Nice
'Cause-
sequence
it's
numbers,
my
yeah.
Michelle's birthday numbers. 1, 2, 4.
But you're 50 cent 2
It's
all
okay.
all
All right.
in the
Let's
tries.
let's
Let's see
finish
what
the
happens.
spot.
Yeah,
Let's
see
get
what
to the thing. But yes,
Tropical Acres, where's it
are
located?
you one of these horsemen? You're going to show me the ticket? Like I came so close to having.
No,
a drinking
I
problem.
thought you might do it though. I don't want to tell you
Well,
what this
I
paid.
got to look in my pocket during the break to see what's what.
Oh my
but-
God, the 50-cent try.
Yeah,
Five
19,000
times. You would have another 5
Another
times.
5 times. All right, Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road, just west of I-95 in the airport there in Old Fort Lauderdale, Dania Beach. TropicalAcres.com. Go on there to check out all the latest happenings. They do have some entertainment and things going on during the season. Tropical Acres, the butcher shop, open every day, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can bring home those great steaks to cook at home. Better yet, go in when they open up at 4:30 p.m. every day, but Sunday. Tropical Acres, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. That's your cue to say.
That's my cue to say 5 dimes he could have had, this kid, if he had just followed his instincts.
It's so sick.
And we'll be back to
I love being out
bury
here.
you with more horse
All
selections
right,
in a moment.
we've got an all on the 5 next race. You like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style. A pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're at Gulfstream Park for another fabulous Gulfstream Park Friday. No better place to kick off the weekend than here at Gulfstream Park. And we're going to be giving away again this week, as every week we do, 2 vouchers to the Sunday brunch buffet at 10 Palms. We do a contest. We're going to give the second clue in a moment. But as Defo was saying, like 3 things happened this week that was like a huge upset. Number 1, I took a few walks of life to get the New Year's right off to a healthy start. Soon Defo will be cleared off the injured reserve to do the same.
I really am jonesing.
Upset number 2 is I actually ate a salad this week.
And I think it triggered a turnaround.
One of my New Year's resolutions was to eat salads more often, occasionally. And that salad, the Cobb salad that I had at the Hard Rock Poker Room on Wednesday night, propelled me
to a win,
a victory of over $5,000 in a poker
and
tournament.
looking at people, is he not a changed man from the usual?
Pep in my step.
I don't know about that place.
Renewed hope of life. They say if your mood is dependent on your gambling, winning or losses, you might have a problem. But you know what? Sometimes problems.
So we have a problem.
So drinking problem. If you had a drinking problem, you would have collected a lot of money on a hunch play in the first race.
Paid
here.
$50.
It's a $50 horse that keyed a $5,000 trifecta,
50
and now
cent try.
Me and you, my friend, are
we're alive,
sitting in the catbird seat because we each have a $1 double ticket alive with this horse that Joey Esposito from Cafe Seville trained by Joe Arsano, who trains his other horse, Sir Kingster, that's going later. But this horse named Sponger, Joey doesn't own. He just likes this horse. He gave it to us, and we're sitting on.
And we have to hope for
if
a
the horse
here.
comes in, we get each a daily double ticket worth $300, almost a dime short. It's $299.99 will be the return.
You can have the
90 cents is the return payoff. So
don't get too specific.
We'll get
this thing.
3 sticks, short a dime, but not a dime, whatever. So that gives us something to root for while we're eating when Joe Beja comes down.
Joe's coming down. I don't know what he can do to top what we've had. I mean, if we can review.
Yes.
These are racetrack dining choices. That's what you have to keep in mind. Now, I was always happy. And I saw the old cart, and I always wanted one of these carts, the Eisenberg hot dog cart. I don't know if you ever had those. Those were pretty good quality, like cart hot dogs for Florida.
Here's
it wasn't Sabrett, but
growing up in New York, my first experiences at the racetrack were Aqueduct and Belmont.
Yeah.
Aqueduct was nothing in there you wanted to eat except at the end of the racing day, and you'd be starving, you would just get that pretzel from the guy with the pretzel stand after.
Pretzel guy was good, but he had a little charcoal grill.
Yeah.
So they had a little pop to him that way. And then there was the hamburger, the Onion Man.
Oh, you had the Onion Man. I never ran into him. I just had
that might have been before your time.
Yeah. Onions?
No, he didn't say it like that. It was just like this. Onion. Onion.
He's like angry.
So you would get a burger, and if you didn't respond, you got it without onions.
Right. So,
but otherwise, I mean, if you acknowledge even anything, like you were at an auction or something, you even like raise an eyebrow, boom.
Right.
Grilled onions, too, which was very nice.
Yeah. I would just be happy with the pretzel at the end of a grimy,
those were New York
gray
pretzels
winter
too, with the
day
lion
at
and everything. Yeah.
Now, Belmont Park, here's the sick thing. I was such a degenerate. It's like I wouldn't allow myself to eat until I cashed my first ticket. So if you don't cash a ticket, you don't eat. You starve. But when I would cash that, when I would cash that first ticket, I would run to. There was a stand on the second floor of the grandstand that would serve Manhattan clam chowder that I thought was really
Harry
good.
Stevens, yeah.
The Harry M. Stevens red clam chowder.
And
that was what I would get. I would get the Tabasco sauce and just shake that Tabasco in there to make it nice and spicy. Get that and a beer. Sometimes they'd let me buy the beer when I was still only 18 because that was the drinking age back then.
It wasn't too much in the way of verification necessary to get a beer.
But that was always a good start. But here at Gulfstream Park, I mean, I think we've been fairly impressed
treated to a lot of stuff
by not only the range, the diversity. Now you don't have to go up to the 10 Palms and get their full menu and sit down all day. And that's kind of you might have to. It's not expensive, but it's it's more of a
reasonable
time
for what you're getting.
Reasonable for what you're getting. But now they have on the first floor here all these other options. They have these the food stands, the concession
food court was
stands.
always good here.
Yeah, and then they have
always
the pizza, which we just saw. The cheese was just very cheesy slice.
This guy doesn't need to eat again today, man.
We had those bowls in the first week. That the new Asian bowl.
Those are inside here.
I hope he brings more of those.
That sweet chili chicken over the rice was good. The hot, spicy, and a little bit of sweetness in the chili sauce. That was a good dish.
If that came out of May's kitchen, I would give it 4 stars.
And then I guess a couple of weeks Joe was spotlighting some of the newer menu additions to the 10
10
Palms menu. We had that good
Deconstruct onion
Chicken
soup.
Alfredo was great.
the chicken Alfredo was nice. We had a Reuben sandwich that was nice. That first week we had the deconstructed onion soup with
Yeah,
the
that was
fried
great.
onion ring tower.
Yep.
That was kind of swimming in a broth,
Yep.
but with the melted Gruyere cheese. We liked that a lot. Last week he brought us things from the new I forget the name of it. It's a 3-something.
The barbecue place.
Three-cork
Maker's Mark.
Maker's
Bourbon
Mark.
and
It's a Maker's
beer,
Mark.
whatever it is.
Yeah,
partner.
barbecue place. It's right next
That
to the
was
paddock,
great.
and it's a
Wow.
sit-down restaurant. And he brought that brisket that was,
Yeah,
I
that was
guess,
delicious.
slow smoked for.
I wish
what
they
do you
had
say,
served
8
that
to
at my
9
bar mitzvah.
hours?
That was great.
That was good. That was definitely better than my Aunt Henrietta's brisket, which always came out a little dry.
Very
This
nice.
was beautiful smoked brisket, moist, flavorful, served with coleslaw on the side. And yeah, so who knows what delights await this week with Joe Beja, the director of food and beverage. Here
I
at
don't know what he
Gulfstream
can do to top this.
But
I mean,
it's time.
even the pretzel, when I told him that he stepped up his pretzel game, the pretzel he brought that first day,
was
fantastic.
good. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're getting it done here at Gulfstream Park, and hopefully we'll get it done in the second race. It is time for the second clue.
Yes.
Okay,
in this
yeah, what was the
week's
first one now? I
contest.
lost that one.
Again, this
I
is
know
the
Coconut Creek is the
weekly
key
10
there.
Palms brunch buffet contest. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
Great prize, too.
Uh,
Has anybody gotten back to you? Because
We
it's always
haven't
nice when
had
you get like a
anybody
thank
go.
you note.
Our first winner, I think, was supposed to actually be there next week on the 15th. So we'll find out. We'll get some feedback on the brunch buffet
good.
here.
How could you
but,
not like it, though?
You know, so far we've had. I'm running out. I guess we've run 3 contests and we've had 3 winners. So this is the 4th contest. And again, get the name of the restaurant. Pick a winning horse in tomorrow's Ginger Brew Stakes, a number between 1 and 9. Get the entry to me. Email it to mikemayoeats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, Saturday, January 7th, and you'll be in the running. And if there's multiple people who have both the winning horse and the winning answer, we do a tiebreaker shake on the Monday Lunchbox. Last week, we had a 7-way tiebreaker. We shook the hat. A name popped out of it. It was Jan Penovich who won, so congratulations to Jan. All right, clue number 2. Well, recap.
What was clue number 1?
Clue number 1. This Coral Springs restaurant has been around for nearly 4 decades, since 1984,
All right.
and features a piano bar where you may find some guys and dolls having a good time. Clue number 2.
Okay.
This is maybe a little obscure fact, but this is the restaurant where Doug McClain, this is a name from the past, came to drown his sorrows on the night that he was fired as the Florida Panthers coach in 1997.
All right, that kind of gives a nice locator
November 1997, Doug McClain, the Panthers coach who took the team, Cinderella story, to the Stanley Cup
there.
Finals.
He was a really good guy.
In only second. A really nice guy.
I really enjoyed him.
Prince Edward Island, Canada, and all those Canadians are so nice. And they love to drink, and they love to hang out and commiserate whether the times are, well, they commiserate when times are bad and celebrate when times are good. And that night he got the sack. He was drinking at this establishment. I went over there and met him, had a couple of drinks, and then wrote a column about the whole scene.
He would call into radio shows just arbitrarily and just start breaking lamb chops there on the air. You know,
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy who could give the needle but also take
You would say something about a hockey game, and the next thing you know, it's McClain on the phone
now
saying you know nothing about nothing.
Who was the GM who had thin skin that came after?
Dale Town.
Brian. This is
Brian.
a long time ago. One time I wrote something about
Murray. Brian Murray.
Yeah, Brian Murray and Pavel Burry got into a little tiff, and I wrote something, and boy, Brian Murray did not take it well.
Brian Murray was not inclined to engage in humorous
no, he was not a humorous guy.
With sports writers.
Doug McClain was a very humorous guy.
Good guy.
And really one of my favorites covering as a
so
sports
when he
writer.
got canned, instead of like Gerard Gallant, when they just left him in a snowdrift
in Raleigh, North Carolina.
This guy was at this restaurant that is the answer to the question.
Yes.
On today's challenge.
Okay, so the 2 clues. Coral Springs restaurant, been around for nearly 4 decades, has a piano bar where you may find some guys and dolls having a good time. This is the restaurant where Doug McClain came to drown his sorrows on the night he got fired as Florida Panthers hockey coach in November of 1997. That's clue number 2. We'll save the 3rd clue for when Joe B comes down here. He usually knows him right off the bat.
Yeah, he'll get this one right away.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Trying
to get a look at our 5-horse here.
About the Sauce Fest yesterday
What do you
at
think?
Pizza Spot. You know what?
I
In the
thought it went
middle,
well.
in the
I
middle
did.
of doing it, I
Yeah.
was cringing at like, how bad is this coming off? But then I watched it back last
I
night,
told you guys it was
and
going
I
over
thought it
well.
was really entertaining. I
Tannasini
think
was great on
We've
that thing.
hatched stars
Tannasini.
on this show because Tom Tannasini,
Tom was
he was
great.
good.
I really
he's
enjoyed
good
Tom.
on here, and just
And he
like
could judge it by the sight.
yeah, no, and he's a guy. He's a cool cat, and television or live streaming, whatever you call this thing, things with a video component, it's a cool medium. You want to just sit there and be cool,
Relax,
as opposed
converse.
to me that gets a little frantic and I talk with my
You're
hands.
sort of evolving though as time goes on.
Yeah, I don't know. Evolving. It's a very fine line.
Evolving.
But the Tom T was great, just like Pat Utter, our man of shenanigans.
He's fun.
When we do shows down there, he sits there in his shades and he's good. So we're hatching some stars on the Lunchbox.
5 looks beautiful.
South
by the way.
Florida Live.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to be heavily invested in this. I've got all kinds of
I
action.
feel
on
like
the
Eddie
5.
Kaplan.
I think if the 5 wins this race, I'm going to win close to another dime. So,
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Man.
so this could
Good for
be
you.
All
fun.
in.
And that will make for a very fun day. But Sauce Fest 2023, we did it
Yeah,
yesterday.
wow.
We whittled the field. I came schlepping in like some shopping bag lady with. Have you ever tried carrying
no.
around
I
don't know why you
25
went so
jars?
crazy. I mean, 10 would have been more than enough.
Well,
but
Tom
the
T
total
helped us. We whittled
No,
the field to
thing.
12 competitors, and it was enlightening. In that the fact is, you get what you pay for.
Yes.
The quality
The
held up.
ones that
Yeah.
were higher priced actually did feature better tasting, higher quality ingredients that you could tell
Yeah.
in a blind taste
You
test
get
because Carbones
Consistency was
came
good.
out number 1, almost clear cut.
Yep.
Joe Cassell liked the Rayos, which was also the clear number
They're
2.
1 and 1A.
Rayos came out just behind, even though Joe had Rayos ahead on his scorecard, but all the other judges
Yeah.
had.
Wait a minute. Do we have
the
to stand
Carbone.
when that's being played? There you go. Horses
Go
are on
5.
a track.
Oh, here they
Today's
come
second
out to the
race.
track. Here we
Let's
go.
take a look
All
at this
This is
nag.
good. They're coming out behind
I
us.
hope that people can see the
We
screen.
want
I don't know if
number
our camera's
5,
that good.
Sponger. I don't know what Sponger is, but hopefully
Lubie
Sponger
was a sponger at
will
one time in
clean
his
up.
life. Yeah.
Yes. So
Are you going to eat that?
oh, I
And
see
then he
it.
would just
It's
sponge
got
it off.
nice and red. But Sauce Fest, well, there was a couple of things we learned. Number 1 is that the higher quality, higher price things like Carbone
Is
and
worth it,
Rayos
Is it worth the difference in price?
in my mind, it is.
Yeah, it's
because
worth
life's
it,
too
yeah.
short to drink bad wine or eat crappy jars
Like you can
of
tell,
spaghetti sauce.
you can
All
at
right.
least tell the difference. You know,
Number
like
2
that's
thing
something
that
that's
we
positive
learned
to
is
me.
that what we suspected all along, which is that the mass-produced jarred sauces of our youth, Ragu and Prego,
They're
are
not
crap.
good. Yeah, they're not good.
Oh, when
because-
broke though, Ragu is it stands up
fine.
very
You
well
do what
against
you gotta do.
Rayos and Carbone.
Well, actually, Prego came out
When broke.
much better
And I've
across
been
the
there.
board. No,
Yeah.
Prego came out
Prego was
better.
okay. Ragu, you guys hate it.
Prego came out higher
Which I
scored.
still
You don't
agree
remember
with.
Prince spaghetti sauce?
Spaghetti. You keep
Is that still
harping on-
around?
You still no, like everything else that you talk about, it's gone.
Well,
Never
I mean, I
to
like to
be
live in the
seen again.
past. I mean, it's a good thing.
People loves
It was much more entertaining.
Things were better when you're a septuagenarian. All the good you have
You know, a
left
lot
is
of
the
stuff
good
comes
memories.
back to you, and you start thinking, you know what? I didn't have it that bad.
No,
I just didn't
We
realize
still
how
have
good
it.
I
You
had
realize
it
how
at the
good you
time.
had it.
Yeah.
But so we found out that Ragu and Prego are indeed sweet and taste industrialized and have that dried herb taste that
Yeah.
Tom T hates.
They were both
and
consistent.
he
you know,
made the
consistent.
Mayo
Yeah,
face
great.
when he took that
He
last
did.
swig
Oh my
of
God,
the
that was classic.
Ragu.
The
He is
Ragu,
like,
that
ugh.
got panned.
He
Yeah.
would not wish that on his worst enemy.
But
The
I do
third
have to
thing we
say,
learned-
your pizza spot, Wade and Reese, with that garlic cheese bread
Yeah,
was
that
as
was
good
really
as
good.
anything you could order anywhere.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was really
you
good.
mocked
fantastic.
me for ordering so many boxes.
Well, only because it disguised the taste of even the crappiest of spaghetti
it was
sauces.
a palate cleanser. The
Yeah.
thing is, I brought a full box home and
Oh,
I
I
gave
gotta
it.
get a little wagering.
I gave it to my daughter last night. You take your. It's right here. Wagering window's right here for you. You get just right here. You'll
Just
go
go
right
there.
here. This
Super
man
sad.
has his priorities in order. When you get a 12-1 shot that's running, that who would ever think about putting in a bet before the show begins? Yours truly, your
You do.
prepared host.
You do it every week. Yeah.
But
Defo
we'll give
does not.
Defo a break. He needs a little rest from the time. But I've got to wait till he gets back because the third thing we learned at Sauce Fest was that
Was him.
his recommendation,
Yeah,
the middling mids, was
like bottom 5. I
it
think.
was bottom 5. Neither me or Tom T liked it,
at
and
all.
even Defo, who thought he liked it when he bought it BOGO at Publix last month, even his words were, "I didn't say I liked it." He liked it better than some of
Liked
the
it better than the
competitors.
garbage, but he didn't love it. Yeah, exactly.
He did not give it a high rating. He gave it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah,
So we'll
which
mock
was
him for
below
that
average.
in a minute. Hey, it's time to talk about our friends with the Food and Wine for a Festival, the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. I can't believe it's here already.
Yes.
We're past the new year. And by the way, today, January 6th, Three Kings Day.
It
means
is.
it
Happy
is
Three
officially
Kings Day.
today is the end of the holiday season and the last day that you can say Happy New Year to somebody that you see. This is the way I do it.
That's
You can say
interesting.
Happy New Year for the first week of the month of the new year. But when Three Kings Day rolls around, two things you got to do: take down all your holiday decorations,
We already did that.
and
Yeah.
you don't say Happy New Year anymore. But
Okay.
the thing that does make me happy is the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival is starting next week, Monday. It begins with some of the great intimate dinners taking place all over town. Heritage, I think, is the kickoff dinner. It's one of my favorite Italian places in downtown
So
Fort
it's
Lauderdale.
all week.
All week.
Since we are this, we're
Like,
right there. It's
Monday
all week
through
next
Thursday is the intimate dinners, but Wednesday night is the cocktail competition. I'll be judging.
Okay.
That's Wednesday night, January 11th, at that rooftop bar on West Los Angeles
And we're
Boulevard.
invited to that thing. What are the things
We're invited to that. I've got tickets for that Wednesday night. And I want people to go onto vlfoodwine.com, get their tickets.
Yeah, you should join us.
Because the cocktail competition, now you can't get tickets for the
barbecue,
the Smithfield Barbecue Battle on Friday night, the 13th, is sold out. But there's still tickets, not that many, but there are still tickets for the grand tasting on Saturday, January 14th, going on from noon on all day. Plenty of local restaurants, sips and bites from national wineries, distilleries. That's taking place Saturday, January 14th at the Las Olas Oceanside Park, A1A, Las Olas Boulevard. Going to be a great time. Tickets for that, along with the cocktail competition. If you use the promo code Lunchbox, you'll get an extra 15% discount off the already low prices, which means it's going to be a great time.
Yep.
It's the right size festival, not too crowded. Healthy size, lively, but not lines around the block where you can't even get a half of a bite without starving first. Visit Lauderdale. It's the vlfoodwine.com. Go online there now. And don't forget, Sunday is going to be Free Family Day at the same Las Olas Beachfront Park, where they'll have all kinds of activities and demonstrations for the whole family, kids cooking things for free. Sunday, the 15th. And they also have food trucks set up where you can purchase food and have a good time. So, again, vlfoodwine.com. Go there now. Get your tickets. Use the Lunchbox promo code, and we'll see you out there at some of those great events next week.
You're really learning. They almost timed this perfectly with the break from the gate here. We need to boot this 5 home.
We're going to take
Mike Mayo, 2 clues in the bank. How many more are you going to be giving
One
in the
more
contest?
clue, and Joe B is on the way with
beautiful.
Tastes of the
I don't know what he
Gulfstream
can do
for the
today to
week.
top what he's been doing.
So we are. You'll see us see the dancing.
You'll see our faces are either flush with color or pale as a ghost.
Yeah.
After this race,
we'll be back on the Lunchbox after these words.
People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent.
And we've had all kinds of new menu items. What we got going on in front of us this week?
Okay, so yes, we have a seafood from our menu on the Flamingo Room, which is located on the 3rd floor of the main building. It's mostly a private event room with a sushi chef that we have up there, Peter, our sushi chef, and then about 20 private suites that we have on the 3rd floor. So this is the menu that we do have sushi available throughout the track in different locations, 10 Palms and Flamingo Room. And then we have a special menu in the Flamingo Room for
Wow.
our suites that are rented for the day or for the season. So in front of you now, we have the dragon roll.
Nice.
So the dragon roll is shrimp tempura, crab, avocado, cucumber.
Nice.
And then we have spicy tuna, which is our seasoned
I
ahi
love
tuna, cucumber, spicy mayo. And then last but not least, we have our main lobster with fried rice. So that is a cold water lobster, some jasmine rice, a black garlic butter. So, I mean, it's really one of our best dishes that we have up on the 3rd floor.
Michael, you got to dig in first.
This is fantastic. I'm going to go for the sushi, the spicy tuna roll
I'm
first
going this
because
way,
I
yeah.
think
Okay,
that's
some
an
soy
appropriate
sauce
way
obviously there
to.
for you.
Yeah, we got the wasabi and the soy sauce, and I'm going to put a little bit of this in. So this is fantastic. I guess tell people again, this 3rd floor. Can you just go up there and sit at a bar, or is it one of those things where it's like a special event venue?
Usually
and you
for a
have to-
special event space.
Yeah.
So Peter is situated at the bar
Yeah.
all the time, quite honestly, but it's not an open
right
to
it's,
walk
it's
in.
more of a special
So
thing
what we
where
do is
you
we make
book the
we make the sushi available a la carte in our 10 Palms restaurant on the 2nd floor. So we just run it down the stairs or down the elevator, obviously, and to your table a la carte. So that is the opportunity if you were to come into 10 Palms Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the weekends. Besides our buffets and our a la carte menu in 10 Palms, we do have sushi available to you as well.
Nice. All right. So this is fantastic. Now, the lobster thing, that's only on the menu upstairs now?
Correct.
Okay.
That is only on the menu
So-
upstairs. So again, that is if you were able to rent a private suite for the day.
It looks and smells terrific.
That is on the suites menu for a la carte. We also have platter menus and large party menus that we do in our suites.
We didn't think you could do it. We didn't think you could continue to bring out like new innovative stuff. I mean, we were thinking, we'd be happy with a slice of pizza today, but this really takes the cake here, Joe.
Oh,
This
I
is
think I'm
awesome.
taking you through all the floors, so we're gonna have to repeat outlets at this point, but with different items. So
really good, yeah.
But yeah, first floor is casual. You had the pizza and the Misaki, the stir fry outlet, which is open on the weekends.
Now, at the 10 Palms, you feature sushi on the menu there as well. It can be special ordered, I think?
Yes, we
Right.
do have a sushi menu, the same sushi menu that we offer on the 3rd floor. We do offer in 10 Palms.
Great, because I don't know, it's because we're in South Florida where it tends to be warmer and people like to eat a lot of times on the lighter side. And sometimes sushi is the perfect summer food and even winter food for those who are maybe health conscious or calorie conscious. And it seems like every restaurant in the world now offers sushi or has a sushi bar. So it only makes sense for the racetrack and Gulfstream and 10 Palms to also offer it. And I think it's fantastic. I know a lot of people who go there and do order the sushi off the menu there, and they always have a fine time. But we're here because this is Gulfstream Park Friday. It means it's contest time for the weekly
But both of these are
giveaway.
outstanding. Both of these sushi varieties.
Yeah, I'm
here.
going in.
Wow.
So this is the dragon roll, and I see it has the tempura.
Yeah,
and again,
that's
that's the
nice.
shrimp,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes,
yeah.
shrimp tempura
And
and crab.
I can do a
and
little bit
little
of the
avocado.
soy sauce.
I could eat
and
100 of these.
I
These are
like
great
going
ones.
heavy
Yeah.
on the wasabi, and this is going to be a little dangerous for me because I should have water nearby, but I don't this week. So I'm going to go in and got the crunch. I'm going to be doing my critiquing in a minute. These will help me out here.
I like the ginger aspect of it. That's really one of my favorite touches. Absolutely outstanding. I mean, you could go to some fancy schmancy sushi joint and not get anything better than this. This is fantastic.
Now,
Thank you.
notice his technique. I like to mock Defo sometimes for the food and there is no right or wrong way to eat food, just like there's no right or wrong ordering at a restaurant, even though some restaurants you shouldn't maybe order something that's not their specialty.
Yeah.
But for me, ginger is a palate cleanser, and then you have the ginger in between having the pieces of sushi.
I like it right on there.
Defo just piles it right on and just puts the ginger on top of the fish.
I
So
was noticing that.
one of my
It was
favorites.
mountainous.
mountainous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know Joe here is a man of distinction when it comes to food and beverage, and we just say however you want it. We're not going to be the food police. If you
Yeah,
like it that
correct.
way, good for
That's
you.
why I like it. I pile it all up.
But for me, I like to have each element on its own. Taste the fish and the
Gotta
sushi,
try this.
and then you get the ginger. And ginger, by the way, very healthy. There are some who say it has medicinal qualities, and others who say that it has, let's say, qualities that might help a 70-year-old man who maybe sometimes has to take the blue pill. But oh yeah, that's good. Good ginger. I'm going to get into the lobster in a minute, but I'm going to save that for
Very
the
nice.
end, because the first thing I want to do, besides thanking Joe for always bringing some really good stuff with this week's contest, and I don't think we've had anybody come in yet to redeem their prize. This week's winner,
Not yet.
this past week,
Which is a good thing sometimes.
she said she would get back to me with the date. Same with the week number 2 winner. Week number 1 winner, I think gave us a January 15th date. So I don't know if you just put them on a list or how we verify
I
them,
would
but I'll give
put
you
in
the
a
name.
reservation
Yep.
and take good care of them.
All right, great. So this week, another week where we're giving away 2 Sunday brunch passes to 10 Palms. And I know you're going to get this in the first question, but we've done 2 clues already. We're going to give the final clue right now. And again, give the winning, give the correct answer to the restaurant trivia. Pick a horse between the numbers of 1 and 9 to correspond with tomorrow's feature race, the Ginger Brew. Speaking of ginger,
Yeah.
there you go. The Ginger Brew Stakes is the
Perfectly
feature race.
appropriate.
The 9th race tomorrow on the card. There's a featuring 3-year-old fillies, 9 of them. Pick a number between 1 and 9. Send the answer to the restaurant question and a pick in the horse race to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, and you'll be entered. And if you have both parts right, you'll be eligible to be in the drawing for the 2 brunch tickets. Okay, here we go, Joe. This week's clue and restaurant.
He
clue.
got it on the first clue last time.
Oh, yeah. Clue number 1. This Coral Springs restaurant has been around for nearly 4 decades, since 1984. Features a piano bar where you may find some guys and dolls having a good time.
All right.
That's clue number 1. Coral Springs, 4 decades, piano bar where you may find guys and dolls having a good time. Question number 2 is, this is the restaurant where former Panthers coach Doug McClain came to drown his sorrows on the night that he was fired as the coach of the NHL Panthers in 1997. Doug McClain, Panthers coach, came here to drown his sorrows when he got the axe, and he lived nearby. But this was one of his favorite spots for eating and also watering hole, because the bar up front is a friendly place.
All right.
You got it? You know
I
it?
think I do.
Okay.
All right. What's the third one?
Clue number 3. This restaurant, it was taken over just a few years ago, the past decade, by the daughter and son-in-law of the original founder of the restaurant. The original founder's name is Jack O'Connell, and it's famous for its prime rib. And it's not Tropical Acres, because that's the Studiali family, but it's the other place in Broward where I always recommend for prime rib. They do a great job with their prime rib.
They're good, yeah.
So the restaurant taken over in the last decade by the daughter and son-in-law of founder Jack O'Connell, famous for its prime rib. All right. Do you know it, Joe?
I do.
Don't say it, because that'll ruin it for everybody. And if you know it, when I give out these clues on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook page, 95,000 strong, don't be a spoiler. Don't put it on the thread, because all you're going to do is ruin your own chances, and you don't enter the contest unless you send it to me by email at MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. All right. Well, here we are.
Great, man. Unbelievable.
Give me the recap, Defo, in our final minutes. What happened in that second race?
Unfortunately, it looked really great.
Did he go to the front?
We have the 5 ball. He did not, but he sat off the pace of the 3. He was the favorite.
Right.
And then he looks like he's going to blow by the 3.
He looked like a contender?
And stretch it all the way out through the stretch. But unfortunately,
what happened?
There's that place where all of my horses tend to die, the 16th pole. And by the time he got there, he was French toast, my friend.
So he
looked like something Joe would have on the brunch buffet. Not horse meat, but I'm talking about French toast.
Oh,
yeah.
French toast.
There you go.
Definitely a brunch contender, and
So
always
he finished out of the money.
always
It was a
happy
horrendous
brunch.
pick.
Oh, look at this. He's got oh man, I'm going in for the lobster. I just scooped out half.
That
the tail.
was
There's
under the
lobster in
heading
the
of
fried rice portion too.
And
that was
there's
under the
lobster
heading of lose my number, Mike Mayo.
Well, I'm sorry about that. At least he had a little bit of a
I
shot.
thought he was going to win it at one point, and I'm glad I pressed my bet. And then I realized I should have just sat chilly here and been on the show. I would have been better up.
You know what? Even though that 5 horse didn't come in,
We'll come back.
I still feel like a winner, because you know why? I just had
Look
the
at
most
this.
divine bite of the lobster fried rice. I scooped out this lobster dish that's on the menu of the third floor, which is available when you rent out one of the VIP suites that are available for rent throughout the racing season. Correct. How do they do that, Joe?
So we have a phone number that you would call and ask for our catering manager. Her name is Ray Briels. But if you call the box office, they could also put you in touch with them.
Okay. Do you know that number offhand?
I do not.
Okay, we'll put it up
but
later when I give out the clue.
absolutely. I can go on when we go on the thread, and I'll list it as well.
Okay,
And
good.
again, the days are reasonable depending on the time of year for the rental or food and beverage minimum.
Nice.
And each room has plenty of space to put in a bar or buffet or a la carte and private.
This dish is called what? Lobster?
It's Maine lobster fried rice.
Maine lobster fried rice.
Correct.
Served with a full split Maine lobster, claws and all, tail split open, easy to scoop out. I know some people get intimidated by lobster, right?
Right. It's true.
But
But
this is easy to eat and easy on the eyes. And I'm going to go in for another bite because that's how I roll.
Yeah, somehow you managed to extract that entire lobster in one bite, which is great. Poor Lubie's over there. He's salivating, thinking he was going to get a piece. But no, Joe, you've done it again. I don't know how you do it. You've done it again. It's amazing to me the opportunities food-wise that you have here at Gulfstream Park. Whatever you want.
Kudos to my
it's
culinary
there.
team. They do an outstanding job. Chef Giovanni is our chef here, and
really good.
Nice.
We like to surprise you all. It's not just comfort food. We have a barbecue place, and we have sushi upstairs and seafood.
And we saw a guy eating a slice of pizza there. The cheese was dripping from his hat all the way out to his kneecaps.
New York style.
Beautiful.
We do only New York style.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
And there's people out there who are allergic to shellfish and lobsters, seafood things, and I just extend my heartfelt sympathies to them because I can't imagine life without some of these things, the shrimp and the lobster. And one of these weeks I got to try the raw bar items. I love that shrimp cocktail. The what is it? The Tito's Bloody Mary bar is going down there also.
I'll mention that to chef and see what we could do for next week for there.
I'm dropping
maybe stay with the seafood theme.
Am I shameless or what? Because
but that why don't you ask him for $100 voucher while you're at it? I mean.
When I do come out here, and have a day of leisure and fun, I love hanging out around the paddock area. I love checking out the horses before they saddle up because you can tell a lot from horses' body language and just the way they look and muscle tone and all these things. And it also happens to be a place where right next to it, I love Bloody Marys. You can tell that by the way I admonish some restaurants that don't serve Bloody Marys on certain days of the week. Houston's, I'm talking to you. But
he carries obsessions, so don't ever do him wrong.
The Tito's Bloody Mary raw bar here at Gulfstream. I love going there. I get a Bloody Mary, and then I get either a couple of stone crabs or a couple of those beautiful jumbo Gulf shrimp with the cocktail sauce. And I'm a happy gambler because that to me
and if it's a cold day, the crab soup is great too.
Crab soup. I'll have to check out when that thermometer dips below 70. Is that what officially classifies as a cold front?
I think so.
Anytime it's in the 60s, it's like, oh, it's so cold. I got to get my sweater on.
Any opportunity I get to turn on my seat warmers, I take full advantage of it.
Great.
I usually only do that for takeout food. That's my food hack.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
If I'm picking up Chinese food or pizza or
the pizza warmers. That's
Krispy Kreme donuts, just turn on your passenger seat warmer before you pick
all
up.
Class. He's got the seat warmers in a Florida car. I mean, I always turn down that option because I live in Florida. What am I going to use it 3 days a year? But comes in handy sometimes.
It's a food life hack.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take one more bite of my tuna roll. Oh, wait. I got to do one last spot. I forgot. We got a little more business there. The Lubie, whatever your name is. This guy over here who pours the sauce. We had a jarred sauce tasting yesterday for our episode. I bought 25 different sauces, but we only did. Oh, you did what?
I saw that. I didn't see that. I saw
did you see the results?
I didn't see the results.
I guess my question is this: do you like jarred sauce or use it ever? And which is your go-to brand?
I hope my mother's not listening because
apart from Nona and Mama and all
exactly.
That,
Honestly, I will either go between Rayos or Carbones.
There you go.
Those are my two.
This is a man who knows quality. This is why we're getting such great food and beverage every week at Gulfstream. Before Carbone came around and started jarring their sauce, which I think is, I don't know how long they've done it, but it just came out to my local Publix in the last couple of months, and I tried it for the first time, and I was blown away about how much I liked it, and I like it better than Rayos, which used to be my jarred sauce of choice. They're both more expensive. We did a blind tasting yesterday, 12 brands, and of course, what came out on top? Carbone number one, Rayos right behind it, edged. clearly the better quality tomatoes, the olive oil, things like that. So,
Ragu last.
So
Ragu dead last.
if I may add, my mother makes marinara. So what I do is I get the carbones arrabbiata for the spicy.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm cheating.
Not cheating, right? And they have these different flavors. My thing is, I'm such a, I guess, a frugal guy. When I see arrabbiata, I was like, do I really need to buy arrabbiata when I could just buy the marinara and just put in a bunch of pepper flakes and stir it in and warm it up and let it seep in? But they have these other methods that get, and my mom doesn't like spicy, so I buy the regular and spice it up on my own. But that's the old little hacks. Oh, Visit Lauderdale. The fine folks at Visit Lauderdale.
Don't get distracted here.
I know there's more racist stuff. I'm hanging out all day. Our friend Joey Esposito from Cafe Seville, he's got a horse running today in the 9th race, Siragusa, named after Tony Siragusa, his late old friend and business partner. He bought 3-year-olds last summer.
Hope he runs better than
Tony's
this last
pass. I do too, but he's running in the last race. Joey's coming out about 2:00, so we're going to hang out all day. He wants to be down close to the horse and check him out. So we're going to be around the paddock bar. Maybe we'll have one of those Bloody Marys, but looking forward to that. I know Joey, I run into him occasionally up at 10 Palms. We all have a good time up there again. So, Visit Lauderdale, Greater Fort Lauderdale. Thank you. I got there. Now I feel like you. I'm meandering. I'm taking detours. Visit Lauderdale, Greater Fort Lauderdale welcomes everyone under the sun. And that means all you foodies out there. And when I mentioned to Neki Mohan of Visit Lauderdale that we're doing these shows at Gulfstream, she perked up because she comes from a family background of horse players. She maybe wants to come out. We'll do one of our Visit Lauderdale shows out here.
Big in the Caribbean.
And again, they love to spotlight the best that Greater Fort Lauderdale, Broward County has to offer. You find great food and drink here at Gulfstream Park, one of the many places where culinary explorers, cocktail connoisseurs, and craft beer aficionados can come out and enjoy themselves. So come all, get ready to savor every flavor and every moment. It's everyone under the sun, every dish under the sun, from dockside dining with breathtaking views along the Intracoastal or the Atlantic to lively cafes along Los Olas Boulevard. Award-winning chefs serving up every cuisine imaginable, like our friend Timon Ballou and his wife Marissa at the Catherine Restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. There's a world-class culinary scene waiting for you here. So come stay and play in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Discover more than 4,000 area restaurants. Explore the thrilling nightlife scene with the craft breweries, the cocktail lounges, the rooftop bars. It's all here. Never-ending culinary and cocktail celebration. Go to visitlauderdale.com for all the latest events, promotions, and information. Visitlauderdale.com. Visit Lauderdale. And
all right, that's it, man. We can punch away. Joe, thanks so much. Outstanding job as always.
Do it for another fantastic week. Oh, all the hints. One more time. Let's do a recap of the weekly Gulfstream Park 10 Palms contest. Again, give me the winning answer to these questions for the restaurant. Select a horse between the number 1 and 9 for tomorrow's Ginger Brew Steaks. Send it in an email to mikemayoeats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. And if you get both components right, if you're the only one who gets both components right, you'll win the 2 brunch passes to 10 Palms. If it's a tie, if many people get it, then we do our tiebreaker. We pick names out of a hat on Monday's show. It's again, last week we had 7 people. We had almost, I think it was like 70 entries. So people are, they get it. They can understand it, and they know how to pick horses along with come up with the winning restaurant names. All right. You want
what are the clues, man?
This is a man who's he's giving me the face. You want to go bet. This Coral Springs restaurant.
What are the clues?
Have you heard of dragging out the suspense?
Oh, my goodness.
This Coral Springs restaurant has been around
People are waiting to write this down.
4 decades, since 1984. And it features a piano bar where you may find some, I got to do the air quotes, guys and dolls having a good time. Number 2, this is the restaurant where former Panthers coach Doug McClain came to drown his sorrows on the night that he got the axe as the NHL Florida Panthers hockey team coach back in November of 1997. He was a local, and this was his place. And the final clue, this restaurant was taken over a few years ago by the daughter and son-in-law of the original founder, Jack O'Connell, but it's still famous for its high-quality prime rib dinner. So there you have it, all the clues for this week's contest. Again, send it in along with the number between 1 and 9, mikemayoeats@gmail.com. That's going to do it for this week. What another fun week. And next week is going to be jam-packed with action. It is the Visit Lauderdale Food Wine Festival. On Tuesday, we're going to have Ingrid Hoffman, huge Food Network star, author, and local resident. Also, Ingrid Hoffman is going to be on the show by video stream, talking about her appearance at the Visit Lauderdale Food Wine Festival. Wednesday, we're going to have Jason Smith, another nationally known star, Food Network star, baker extraordinaire, who's taking part in the food festival at the Grand Tasting on Saturday with a demonstration. He's going to be joining the show on Wednesday by video stream. And then next Friday, we'll be back here at Gulfstream Park for another great Gulfstream Park Friday with the contest giveaway for 10 Palms Sunday brunch tickets. I can't think of any place I'd rather be right now than right here. Joe B., thanks so much again.
Pleasure.
Jeff
always a
Defoe,
pleasure. Michael,
go gamble to your
congratulations,
heart's
man.
content.
He won a little money the other night,
I
and
had
it
a
changed
poker
his life.
tournament
Yeah,
score.
changed his
Finally,
life.
$5,000. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right, that's it.
See
We
you
always
guys.
like to win here, but everyone's a winner when you're eating great food. Enjoy the weekend, and remember to enjoy every sandwich.
Beautiful.